Good morning, ladies. My name is Hez, and welcome to the What If Zuko Stayed Quirkless and Became a Gun? Exact same time. So, yeah. So, reason why I just put him as What If Deku Stayed Quirkless is because most of you voted for here. I put up the poll 5 hours ago of what would you rather choose to have Zuko be? Quirkless but very manly, quirkless or quirked but can't be a hero, quirkless doesn't not care about heroes, or all the above. Most of you voted for all of the above. So yeah. So I'm just gonna say it right now. He has the powers of infinity and zero, or not quirks. So, and he's godly already. So that feels the one of these needs up. So, and he does have a quirk in this what if, actually, but they don't know it. So yeah, but they, when I will say his quirks is the same thing as their mother and their father, but it's reincarnation quirk. It allows it's just like how that guy from Naruto, where he like sheds his old skin to be with a better hosting. Well, yeah, it was on the, but it's on a whole nother level. So when Zuko gets like the quirk and his power fused together, he could be the only person that could be surviving on Earth. If he's sick, he pukes out another one to make him feel better. So yeah, and I'm also throwing in zoomies so that to keep things interesting. Actually, these, yeah, because it's the like all for nothing thing. Basically, in or no, not Inco. The Zumi has everything. She has the better powers or quirks and everything. Hing. And Zuko has nothing. But that's fine with him. He's more relaxed and, yeah, than his Zumi. Or his sister, yeah. So they were born. They went to a court doctor. And when the court doctor told Zumi that she has a quirk, huh, of fire manipulation, and he kinda lied to Zuko about not having a quirk. As he's more chilled, He didn't get why thing, but he's more chilled. As when Bakugo told him that he's quirkless and useless and all that stuff, he just plays it off like, it doesn't matter to me. As Bakugo is really confused of why. As Bakugo told him that you said to me that you always wanted to become a hero if you had quirk. But when you're quirkless, you don't, or you seem more like whole different person. As he says he has. And I'm happy for my little sister to go to UA. Yeah. As he eats by himself. As Inko finally had enough, kicked Izuku out, and yeah. As he's sorry about that. He got kicked out of a house, abandoned. And you're all probably asking yourselves, is this another episode of What If Deku Was Abandoned? No, this is a whole different one. So Izuku hangs out. He's more chilled. Everyone he's more relaxed. As time skip, because Zumi does the same things what her brother does, like from canon. She gets one for all. She goes to UA. And yeah. As I'm doing a time skip to about, let's say, aim all the way to the, not camp arc, but the All Might versus All for One arc. And Zuko, through all this time, he needed to train his body to, he doesn't need a quirk. So he trains harder than normally person. And luck would have it, a villain called Giant Mafia showed up out of nowhere. Tried to beat Zuko. But then an unthinkable happened. Zuko single-handedly took down Giant Mafia with a one single move. And yeah, he basically he wasn't feeling generous of turning him over to the police station. As he was then suddenly his stomach, or like something triggered in him. As Izuku, his mind went fuzzy, and Giant Makia, let me show you what he looks like. This guy right here, Giant Makia, he was passed out from that single attack. And then when Izuku got up again, or actually when he lifted his head, Giant Makia was gone. And something told him that, because that Izuku took him down, but so now it was All Might versus All for One. All Might was about to use his laser attack on All Might because All Might was down, but not out, because and Izuku, who he cares about his favorite idol, as he steps down, as All Might says, "Get out of here, kid." As he says, "No, I care about you, All Might. You are my favorite idol. I'll lay down my own life to save yours." And when it exploded, like that, and Izuku's charcoal body was still standing, as he says, "It's just a flesh wound." As everyone saw it, couldn't believe that that kid willingly laid down his own life to save All Might. As All for One says this, "It looks like your life has been spared with this kid." And Toshinori, as Izuku, who ends up, or actually All for One, uses his finger things, throws Izuku's charcoal body away, because as Izuku tells himself that no matter how many times, as he could hear the voices of, You're quirkless. You're useless. You're stupid. You can't do anything, Deku. Negative part of people saying that repeats in his head as he silenced them, as he told himself, go beyond Ultra. Go beyond your fears of humanity. If I have to lose myself to win this battle, I will. As a aura comes out of Zuko's body, as like radiating off of his body. That's what it is. As All for One turns back around, as he could feel the power, as he tells himself over and over, as everyone tells him to run, tells Zuko to run, if he could stand up. But then it happened. As Zuko's body shedded like a skin of a snake, as he pulls out, or like it came out of his body, or like his chest, as when it did, it became known as his hair turns dark, his eyes turn black, his skin was all white, as it looked like mixed between him with Kirigiri kind of look, as the Zuko says to All for One, or everyone else, you should tell All for One that, because now I'm mad. You thought I was quirkless. You all thought that I was useless, worthless, everything. But now, let me show you who you're dealing with, and none of the instruction. Everything. As he goes, as All for One is interested in Zuko, as he says, looks like you're pretty powerful. Why didn't I sense this before? Your power is on a whole nother level. It doesn't matter. As he's about to charge up his attack, as his arm got exploded in his own, as he says, what's going on? As Zuko tells him, that you're in my presence. And he knew, or Zuko knew, that his power is on a whole nother level, like beast. Like, he obtained, or he was born with infinity and zero. So he tells him that infinity and zero I was born with this much power. And you aren't allowed to use any of your quirks without my permission. Because every time you use your quirks, your body will destroy itself from the inside out. So if I was you, I would be scared out of my mind. As he's about to, as everyone that was watching is in horror of this, what this kid's capable of. Of. As Bakugo is all of his senses were screaming, "Run! Run!" As Bakugo starts to run on his own. As everyone ran away from, as everyone was scared out of their minds. As the quirk doctor sees something else. Yeah. And you know how Muscular has that aura thing about, well, Zuko has that same, but on a whole nother level. As he turns as what happens next was that no one else thought of. Zuko, in his monstrous form, or in his, that form, killed All for One, tore him to shreds, explodes all of his body parts. Yeah. Let me remind you, the All for One is a symbol of evil. So, and having his entire body gets destroyed and gets killed by a kid that has godly like abilities is quite embarrassing, but at the same time, this is what Zuko looked like. And as he turns after he was done with All for One, as he turns and as he teleports right past, or should I say walked right past All Might, there was a citizen under rubble as he picks up the debris. And he turns the corner eye. Like how Dobby was in that one episode, or one part where he turns his head and tells them, where is that? Yeah. Zuko was told All Might that at the he because he remembers his sister tells Zumi that see her later or tell her hi for me as he warps away. As everyone even Toga was so scared out of her mind that she would rather hide away from him. Yeah. And Zuko's dead body, or like the shell, should I say, had no quirks, no nothing. As it just evaporated. As everyone is scared of him. Of how powerful he is. And all the pro heroes, everyone is trying to look for him. Trying to, like, use on a whole nother level. Yeah. As even Inko saw how powerful her son is. Everyone from the entire planet is trying to look for Zuko. As he was as he calms down, as his aura, or then his hair changed into that. Yeah. A kid that has the power to, among him, and the quirk, he was no. So the quirk doctor went to where there used to be a giant Machia was at. As, yeah. The quirk doctor tells Zuko that to come to his office. As, yeah, he does. As he as the quirk doctor tells him that he has of course, he told Zuko that he was lying to him when he was only age of 4 about him not having a quirk. And yeah, Zuko says, what is it? As Quirk Doctor says, it's reincarnations. basically, when you die once, you come back even stronger than before. You come, or it's like how a snake is, but instead of So you're basically saying that I could, every time I die, I come back even more powerful, like a snake gets harder skin, right? Yes. You, all of you before, er, er, all of you will probably are just gonna say this. Snakes don't have harder skin. Hmm? They have they could move around all slimy, all that stuff. But in this, what if? You know? I'm just trying to go for something that's hard. Like when they shed a skin, it becomes harder than anything. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that he could overuse it. He could use it infinite times. As yeah. And yeah. So yeah. So everyone is looking for him. The quirk doctor tells him that he has a quirk of that. But your genetics, as he says, inside your genetics, you have a special thing that I couldn't explain it. Infinity and zero? Yes. I could tell. No. Because sometimes I end up not being myself. Sometimes I feel like I'm a totally different person. Like, from another space of time, everything. As the quirk doctor's interested. What do you mean? As he explains that sometimes he feels like the Doomsday Zuko, or Doomsday creature from. Yeah. And then. Yeah. Even sometimes feels like a flippin' zombie. Yeah. But now everyone's searched and they had no luck finding him. They tried everything from Jiro's earphones to. But, of course, dodgeball thing. Mr. Ozawa and Miss Jokes was doing something. Then, as yeah, Miss Jokes tells Mr. Ozawa that he was or as Miss Jokes says, "Who's that girl?" "Oh, her? The one with the green hair? The From my class? Her name is Zumi Midoriya. Her brother, Izuku Midoriya, is one that you do not want to mess around with." As she's sweating, like, what do you mean by that? "Well, you've seen what happened with All for One, right?" "Yeah, so, well, my hypothesis is correct. Zuko wasn't, or he was born with something in his genetics that make him more powerful than a normal quirkless person." As one beautiful day, a certain girl was walking around the forest. And her name is, yeah, her. She was walking around the forest, minding her own beeswax. As he's meditate, or as one, or she found a cave. As she goes into it, as she uses her fire, and after he meditated, as she got closer and closer to a certain kid, as he says, "You must be Todoroki's sister, right?" As she nods her head, "Yes, yeah, I am." "How do you know?" Everyone, as she hangs out with him, talks to him, as he says, "I could sense your aura radiated off of your body." That you are related to him. As she sits right next to him when he's meditating, as he's trying to gather up his own thoughts, as she's asking him, like, "So, you must be Zuko. Or, you must be that kid that killed the symbol of evil." "Yes, but my name is Izuku Midoriya. You've probably heard of my little sister, Zumi." As she says, "Huh, why are you here, like in this cave?" As he tells her that sometimes he doesn't feel like himself. Home. So he had to stay away from everybody. Honey. Like, he doesn't feel like he is not like what other people think. As and like different spirits versions of him pops out of nowhere around him. As they all seen, or he or she sees all the alternate versions of himself yelling at him for being quirkless, useless, stupid. As they all seen, like, or of course she sees them all as she tells Zuko that no matter what, you're stronger than a normal person. You took out the number one villain in that everyone would have accomplished years. Yeah. Even when she turned, she saw a green-haired version of herself. Yeah, as he says, that's if me and you fuse together. As she's about to run out of there, but his hand grabs her shoulder, and he tells her, "Go ahead if you want to leave." As he doesn't like, as he kissed her right on the cheek. As she's blushing, as she, like, her face turns completely red. And, yeah. So, as she's about to slap him, but then when she looked at herself in the mirror, there was no, like, kiss marks. It's like her illusion. She turns to embarrassed when, yeah, if you want to leave. Oh. Okay. As she walks towards him closer and getting, like, romantic with him. She even flirts with him. And yeah, she told him that he doesn't need to hide himself. As as she basically walks up to him, actual him, and kissed him. But instead of, like, on a, like, face, kissed him right on the lips. Then it turns into, or I think she turned it into the making out. And after they were done, she told him, she literally told him, "See you later, boyfriend." And yeah, once she left, of course, the green flamed endeavor didn't like pop in front of her, but and he sees in, or actually Zuko sees himself as an endeavor, as an endeavor, or actually Zuko and endeavor, or like Zuko version of an endeavor, crossed his arms and told him that you may hang out with my daughter, hasn't you? This universe, Zuko. Okay. So yeah. So and Zuko gets up, walks out, and he walks away. Okay. So this is the end of the what if, and sorry for that little mature thing, and bye.